mountain reserves, I'm Aubrey Courageon, the founder of Ungardening native plants here in Durham, Connecticut. I grew up here, on land that was Wongunk hunting grounds and a house my great-grandparents moved into. At 15, I served on the town's Clean Energy Task Force before heading to Cornell University, where I studied systems ecology and became deeply involved with town and campus community organizing against hydrofracking and other environmental injustices. After graduation, I moved around the country, working for the Bureau of Land Management as a restoration and seed collection technician, and for multiple universities as a forest ecology field research technician, before coming home here to start Ungardening native plants, a nursery and restoration gardening resource working to provide people with the information and inspiration they need to connect their yards to nature and the most native wild-type plants to do it with. People are getting excited about planting native for pollinators, and I want to make sure that in this wonderful rush, we don't accidentally end up losing the uniqueness of our local populations by swamping them out with genetics from the Midwest or elsewhere. With Durham Conservation Commission's approval, I've collected seed of over 130 species from our town open spaces, which I've begun growing both individually and in Meadowmaker mixed pots, which I sell weekly at our town farmers market and at other events. Right now I'm operating as a sole proprietorship, but I'm working towards nonprofit status. But land access is hard, and what felt solid in March fell through by April, leaving me with a relatively small percentage of seed in the ground. The Connecticut chapter of the Northeast Organic Farmers Association will be buying some of my seed to grow in open pollinated founder plots across the state to create Connecticut ecotype local seed for restoration use. And I'm in the midst of working with Gilberti's Nursery for commercial production this fall. I'm in the beginning stages of working with the Conservation Commission to restore these invasive overrun fields or others to outgrow for seed production. While there are state farmland restoration grants, they won't cover all of the work, and they're all reimbursements. To educate and inspire, I do yard consultations where I identify native, naturalized, and invasive plants and discuss how to manage the introduced ones, weighing their edibility and other uses against their invasiveness. I encourage people to allow in the weeds and identify them. Many are native plants finding their own way home. And to turn against the conventional yard and garden industry in favor of a stewardship style that nourishes them, the land, and every inhabitant who wants to call it home again. In doing this work, a booklet has precipitated, and I aim to translate it into Spanish and eventually turn it into a full-length book. In short, I have a few irons in the fire to help my human communities connect to our non-human communities and discover richer, more vibrant lives in the process. Your grant would help me write and publish my booklet and book more quickly, pick up some of the slack in the field restoration process, and allow me to continue giving talks to community groups who do not have budgets to pay me. Thank you so much for this opportunity and your consideration.